All right, we can get started. So we'll start with the exercises that I gave you last week, right? I hope you were able to complete the exercises. All right, so we get started. I hope you can hear me. Is my voice clear?
Yeah, right, Nikhil. We are able to hear you.
Yeah, Nikhil.
Okay, okay, great. So we'll start with previous week's exercise. So were you able to complete those exercises, practice them?
Yes, Nikhil.
Okay. So now I'll just quickly we'll do those activities and then we'll go ahead with the uh, today's session, right? So I gave you two sheets. So this is only for practice purposes. Again, I also expect you to maybe create your own data or probably practice it on any data you might be working on at your office or anything. Okay. Remember, practice is very important. So on the first practice exercise, we wanted to one format it, right? Apply certain formattings. Then we asked when I asked you to do merge this cell, right? Then color these columns, text and color fields, right? We needed to convert the numbers into currency. Then we had to calculate total monthly expenses, average and highest expense by category. Okay. Can anybody guide me through, walk me through how and what how should I should do? All right. So I will do it for you. Right. So first,
Nikhil,
yes.
sorry to interrupt you. Can you enter into the full screen mode?
This is full screen mode.
You're in full. Okay,
So
check
let
it out.
me increase the size maybe. Is it clear now? Better?
Yeah, yeah, fine, fine.
Okay. Okay. So first task was to merge these cells, right? So we have this expenditure statement. So I am selecting the cells that I want to merge. In this case, like I just want to merge for this table, like I given you this example here, right? So I'll select these cells and click on merge. That will merge my cells. Now the next task was to color these columns, right? Titles. So I can select both columns, both rows in one at once by just now I'll click and drag my mouse for the number of cells that I want to select. Then I'll go and fill the color that I want. We can fill any color that we want, right? So I will fill this color. Then since text is not very visible, I'd go ahead and convert text into white, and I'll also make these headings bold. Okay. Um, and then next task was to convert these numbers into currencies, right? The two methods on one I can right click and go to format cells and select the currency formatting here and select my currencies that I want, or I can do it from here. Okay, so here we have quick uh, currencies like we have Indian rupees, US dollar or UK euro, right? So I'll convert into dollars maybe, and then we will remove these decimals. So I'd use this button. Let me take a screenshot of this and right. So I'm going to use this button, these two buttons to reduce my decimals. So I'll select the data that we want to reduce decimals and just uh, remove those decimal points. With me, everyone?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, Nikhil.
So the first set of task is done. Now next set of task was to do some calculations. One, we needed to put total monthly expenses, average monthly expense, and highest expense category, right? So let me delete this. So for all of these three, I can manually click equal to and do update sum and select the values, right?
yes,
I can just now copy this and paste it across, right? Since we
this,
have relative references here, right?
yeah,
So remember relative and absolute references
yes,
we
yes,
talked about, right? So since we have relative references, when I copy paste these this formula across, right, it will shift the reference numbers. If you notice this columns like C3, C8, right? When I go here, it will be B3 to B8, right? So as I paste it in further cells, it will move these reference numbers by those many cells, right? So this is by manually writing. So I'll just give it a title, total. Let me make it bold because it's a calculation. Let's use average, some auto sum feature for updating average. Okay. So as I told you, auto sum. Let's take the screenshot again. Right. We can use auto sum feature, auto sum button or function for not just sum but also average, or we can use for count, max and minimum values. Right. So here I'm going to use it for average, right? But I'll have to make the selection myself because automatically it will also pick the total row. So we only need for the expense categories. Make that selection and hit enter. This is my average. I can just copy across. Okay. What was next for us? Max and minimum. Let's put max here. That was the task, right? Highest expense category. So I can use auto sum, or I can also use equal to max function, right? Equal to max, then select our array or our cells that have the numbers, values, and close the parentheses. This is my max value. So you see, I just updated my formula in one cell and I just copied it across. If you notice, it is dynamic, right? It is, since we have uh, given the references, right, absolute references, it's just changing the values across. Okay, with me everyone. So let's make this maybe a grayish, right? And also let's update the lines, borders. Okay, we'll put these borders. Okay, this was our first exercise. Shall we also do second exercise, or we can proceed with our today's class? I think let's do it. So we'll use auto sum feature to calculate minimum value. So it is making selection automatically. I'll just have to hit enter, and here is my minimum value. Similarly, I'll do it for maximum. This time I'm not changing the format yet. So once everything is done, I'll go ahead and change the format because all of these values will have same format. Okay. Sorry, let me change the maximum one. Right, let's put for average. And we don't need decimals. Total sales will be my sum of sales. Right. Now who will walk me through rank formula?
Yeah. Nice.
I'll
Rank.
do so.
Okay.
Yeah. Anurag, you can.
So,
Let's
so is equal to
okay is equal to
Equal to rank.
select I3 total sales.
First, we have to give rank formula, right? Rank.
Sorry, rank. Sorry, I
Yeah.
forgot.
okay,
Rank.
rank.
Open.
I'll
Then yeah,
so I'll open parentheses.
Mm.
Then
then total sales I3.
okay,
Then comma.
okay,
Take that range.
okay,
Then comma.
Close.
0 or 1,
okay,
depending on ascending descending.
okay. So let's take 0 for descending. Okay,
Mm. Then bracket close. Enter.
okay, okay. So if I copy this formula down, will it work?
Yes.
Are you sure?
We
The
need to
selection. The selection will
relative
go down.
relative
Like it
reference. We need to do.
relative.
Yes. So here if you look at the reference, right, this range reference, right, as I move down, right, the
Yes.
reference is going down. So
Yes.
what will I do to fix or lock this reference?
Dollar F dollar
to
F4
the
F2 plus
range.
F4.
I3 to
You have to
I7.
lock the range.
Correct. So I'll either I can do manually, just keep these dollar symbols
Yes.
here, or
Shift
uh,
F4 we
I can
can press.
just select the range and hit F4. That will
Yeah.
lock the cells. Right now, if I copy it down, right, my ranks are perfect now.
Nikhil, one question here.
Mhm.
Once can copy copy four,
Okay,
copy and paste it somewhere else,
here
somewhere outside.
outside. Okay, so here it will take references from here. See, this is locked, right?
Hmm.
This one is locked.
Reference. So
My
reference will be
column
taken from
cell
L
ref is this
column.
one. Yeah.
L
I
column.
I tried, but I was getting div something. It was not giving any. It was giving div.
So yeah, so remember div error मैंने बोला था ना, we will also talk about these errors, right? So remember div error will come when
Hmm.
your so denominator is 0. So
Okay,
if I have to do division, right? If I do
okay,
3300 divided
got
by
it, got
this
it.
one, which is no value here, it
Yeah.
will give me div error, right?
Achha, I was doing divide. That's why.
Uh,
Okay, got it, got it.
so that one you remember, okay?
Hmm.
So we will talk, spill error आता है. Spill error will essentially come in your array functions. Spill error comes when the space is not sufficient for the function to work. So
Okay.
if this is my table, let's imagine I'm doing some array functions, or let to filter function here. Okay, so this is my array, and I'm doing include this one. Okay, equal to, let's put this value, right. I'll put value here, comma, if empty, no data form. All right, this is a sample table I'm saying, right? So when I update Alex here, so it will give me all of the values, right? Let's remove that value and maybe type something 2000 here, right? If I'm updating Alex here, it is giving me spill error because
Okay.
you don't have no space to fill the fields, right?
Hmm.
Spill error, essentially you would only see it in our array functions. Um, so we have division error we talked about. Hashtag NA will come when the value is not uh, look, in lookups or lookups we will see that number when their values are not available. The lookup value is not available. So we'll talk more about it. Okay. So but you are clear, right? When you copy paste, the references will also move, right? The references that you are not logged or fixed will move, and if those columns, those references or cells are zero values or empty values, right, you will not see results. Like here it is no NA, because this empty value is not available in the list. If I type 11400, right, this is available, so it will give me rank, right? Or if it type just 11000, it will give me NA because this 11000 is not available in this list. Okay. All right. Let's quickly finish this. Add maybe colors. I'll do it little faster. Okay.
And we did dynamic table sum and pivot.
Yeah, when dynamic table. Acha, we'll also show you dynamic table, right? For the rank purposes, I'll show you how dynamic table will help us. Right now, this is my table. How do I convert it into table?
Insert table.
Insert table,
Table.
right? Remember, here we can change the name of the table. I'll maybe put sales table. It won't accept spaces in the name, so I'd give maybe underscore. Okay. So now this is the dynamic table. So earlier here, what we did when we are giving formula, we had to give this absolute reference number. Here it is not needed. Now if I say the moment I give the formula in first field, right, equal to rank, this is my number to which I am giving a rank. It is my total number, comma 0. See, it is just giving rank to everything. Let's change this to number, and here I don't have to do it, no, give that relative references. Okay.
So you mean to say that we no need to select the range, Nikhil?
We will select the range. If you look at my first formula, when I entered my formula, right, I am
Ah,
definitely giving a range.
okay.
But when you make it when you create it as a
Uh-huh.
table,
Okay, it's taking
it is now it will take,
header of the table.
yeah, it will take the entire field. Now
Oh yeah, I
this
got it.
this is the table. Microsoft Excel knows that this is
Yes.
the range, maximum range, and it will keep this as constant. We don't
Okay.
have to lock it and make it as absolute reference.
So when additional row is added, automatic that will be updated, right?
Yes, if I say let's add maybe Pratap,
Just yeah,
let's say 15,000, 6,000, 8,000, 12,000, right?
got it. Yeah.
See all of the values, your minimum, maximum, average,
Yes.
which are my formulas, right? Total, everything is updated
Everything is
including rank.
yeah, yes, right.
So that's why in our first session, Pratap, you were not available. So I was
Yeah.
mentioning that no, whenever I work on table personally,
Hmm.
99% of the time I convert it as a table. Even when I'm using a pivot table or VLOOKUP or index, anything I'm using, I convert it as a table
Okay.
because that will give me that will help me save a lot of time. If there is a change that is happening, say tomorrow I will have to insert a calculated field here, right? If it is not a table, in all of my pivots tables, VLOOKUPs, I'll have to go and change that reference again. So, but if I'm keeping it as a table, I don't have to do it. It is automatically taking the entire table, how many ever rows you had, how many ever columns you might have, add. It will still take the entire table for calculations, right? Okay,
Okay.
right. Let me remove this table. That was our exercise. Let me close the exercise one. Um, so yeah, so today from the last session, a couple of things that I wanted to add from the last session is so we talked about formatting and editing Excel sheets, right? So I'll also give you some shortcuts on adding, inserting cells, inserting rows, inserting columns. Okay. So how do we insert columns and rows?
Control plus.
Yeah. So remember, Control plus is shortcut to insert a column or a row. So I select this, say the entire rows. Like if I need three rows or three rows to add, so I'll make three selections and do Control plus. It will keep adding.
3 3.
Control minus is to delete,
Yes.
remove the rows, right?
Yes.
Um, Same thing for our columns. You can just select number of columns and click plus to add, click minus to remove, right? Say if you need to add a specific set, right? So here I need to add like how many, five cells, two, three, four, five, six cells, or six, one array basically, right? When I hit Control plus, it will ask me it will give me these options.
Yes.
Let's make a screenshot. Let's make it a little bigger so that you can see, right? Yeah. So it will give me these options, right? So basically, Excel knows that no, since I am referring to a table, there are multiple options. I have a table down here, so it is asking me whether we want Excel to shift. So basically, if I'm adding something here, right, this set of data, let me highlight it here with like thick borders, right? So this set of data, if I'm inserting something, right, so the data that might be existed here now, while it is blank, but let's enter once, right? Right. So if I am trying to add something here, now Excel is asking whether I want Excel to move this set of numbers towards right or down, right? So we can make selections. Let's say if I click down, what will happen is all of these values will move down by how many cells? Six cells. I'll show you quickly. Let's say quick down. Click OK. Acha, it's a table. All right, table hai to we can't do it. Let me cut it.
Nikhil, in any case, we can remove the table, suppose if we don't want.
Table we have to manually delete it.
No, if we, remove the formatting, still
Mhm.
we see a, you know, significance of table
Yes.
format and all.
So if I want to remove the table, I'll just delete it. select it, delete it. Now table is gone.
No, we want the data, but table should not be there.
Then you copy the data, delete your table, and just value paste. Sorry.
Yeah, in that case also still it is coming, formatting of a table.
Okay. So
Um,
let me see one table that you do, right? So I'm doing a value paste here. Now
mhm,
I'll go ahead and remove this, delete this table, right? The
okay.
formats will be gone, all of the formats, right? We'll have to again do the formatting
Now,
ourselves.
only values will be pasted in this
Right.
case.
Only values will be pasted. We'll have to do all the formats.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. We're coming back here. Let's do down. If you see, my 6 cells moved down, and the data that I had below is also moved down by 6 cells.
Shifted down.
Basically, it will shift those 6 cells below. Similarly, if I do right, if there is any data here, see here there was some data. It moved once, like one cell right. Right. We are moving one cell right. Okay. Questions on this adding, deleting rows. We can add one cell, multiple cells. Right. This is okay. This is not. If I'm adding here in one cell here, I can choose down, left. I can, or maybe move entire row, entire column. Right. So this moves entire column. So we have those options. Okay. So whenever you make a particular selection or single selection, right, and do a control plus or control minus, it will give us these options. But if I'm selecting the entire column, and I can do a right click and insert, or do a control plus, it will automatically insert a column, entire column or entire row there. All right. With me, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go to the next one. Yeah. So we'll now talk about this sorting and filtering function, right? So can anybody tell me how do I sort or filter data? Anybody aware of these functions?
So sort by ascending, sort by descending.
Okay.
Uh, but if we give a series serial number,
Hmm.
that may also get jumbled up. As in, suppose if you're giving sorting, right?
Hmm.
Wizard A, Wizard B. Sorry, yeah, that one. So we may we may change the data. So if you want to get it back, we can give serial number so that we can get back to the same format.
Okay. Okay. So for the serial numbers, right? There is also a formula that we can use for series. That way, it will stay unique. Since we talked about, we'll also take one example on that serial number. But let's start with maybe the sorting, right? Um, one second. Okay. So let's sort this data. So we have this data set. Again, remember whenever we start working on data set, um, right? Convert, you know, just format the table, right? So these are all numbers. This is all pre-formatted. So we have the quantity or count here. So now this says price per unit, right? Price per unit should be our which value?
Number price is
It should be rupees
currency.
Yeah. So we
currency.
keep it as currency, right? So let's use Indian rupees here, right? Date is already formatted, right? Maybe
Even
next time I'll not format this.
total sales will be in currency, right?
No, total sales is a quantity of sales here.
No, Nikhil, when we are doing
Yeah. So
um,
The total sales.
product of
this is
quantity
also
per
amount.
sale,
Yeah.
yeah,
This is
more.
also amount. So I was thinking this is quantity sold, but this
Yeah,
is we
yeah,
have quantity, right?
yes.
So now let us sort this by total sales. Okay. So we have, there are two ways of sorting the data. right? We have one sort filter button here. You can also find this button in data tab, right? You have sort option here, right? You can give multiple sort options. We'll come there in just a minute, but I'll also tell you a shortcut. Alt ASS. So let's select the table and do Alt ASS. This will also open your sort table. Okay. So remember, when you click Alt, right, you will see all of these highlighted here.
Yes.
I'm kind of giving you a best practice or easy to learn shortcuts here. Whenever you want to do something, right? Anything you want to do, any shortcut you want to know about, right? Maybe you want to go to page layout, or formulas or data anywhere, right? Just hit Alt, and it will open these short keys for you, right? Now I want to go to data, or say, yeah. So my sort and filter is in data, right? So I'll click A. Now it went to A. Now it is giving me these options. Here is my sort option, which is SS. If I just want to sort ascending or descending, I can do SA or ST also. Here I'll click SS. Right, this will open me the window of sorts. Right, with me everyone. Alt, hit just now select your table here, because sort is available on the table. So if I'm not selecting table, right, my sort functions will be disabled. It won't work. So based on what is the activity or what is the task we need to perform, we will make such selections accordingly. Okay. So Alt ASS is, yeah. So this opens me my sort window. I can give multiple sorts. So let's say now we'll sort by product first, because I want to show you multiple. So I'm just selecting this option, or yeah. Then know how I want my data to appear, right? Remember also, no, we will also have to ensure whenever you're working on any table, you should know what is there in the table and what is needed, what is the outcome needed. So here I am trying to sort this table first by the product. Then within the product, I want to see uh, like either quantity or total sale, wherever I have total sales. So that's the first option we will explore. So I'm making the selection. I selected the table. I click the sort button. So first option is product. Now product, since it is a text value, it is a character. It will give me either A to Z or Z to A options. So you can also have custom list, right? Uh, we can create custom list, like you want widget C first, then widget B or widget D. Like we can create that list also. We'll come to that in our later sessions. But yeah, here I want it A to Z. Then I will also within again product, like if I'm making this selection, now it system is sorted data for me by widget A, widget B, then widget C, right? Now within these widgets, I also want uh, it to sort data by total sales, highest to lowest. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and make selection. So I already have my first sort option here. Now I will add another layer. We can add multiple layers, right? We can add like 4, 5, 6, how many other layers you want, you can add it. So I'll now select total sales, and here I want it by from largest to smallest. You notice this in our first field. Let me just take a screenshot and enlarge this one. Right. Here we go. So in our product field, where we had only text values here, the character values here, uh, Excel has given me options of A to Z or Z to A, which is a alphabetical order, right? But when it came to total sales, it is giving me options of smallest to largest or largest to smallest, right? So basically, what Excel does whenever you are using any of the options, any of the functions, it knows whether it is a number or character. In some cases, certain numbers will be keyed as text. In that case, we'll have to convert it, and this is where it is important that we format the data first. Okay. Any questions on this?
No,
No
Nikhil,
question.
good to go.
All right. So let me delete this. So let's go ahead and add that sort option, right? I'll add product. Um, Let me take total sales, largest to smallest. Okay. So now my data is first sorted by product,
Product.
then by total sales.
Sales.
Okay. If I reverse the order, remember
This
it will
total
go
Nikhil,
in the
sorry to
same order.
interrupt. So, Nikhil, sorry to interrupt
Hmm.
you. This total sales is sorted by which, larger to small or what?
Largest to smallest. Yeah.
So in that case, 140 should come up, right?
Right. That's where I'm coming, Pratap. So what
Uh,
it does is here, if you look at our sort options, let me,
First, it will take the product. In
right,
among that, they will do this total sales.
right. Here, first option that we have given is product. So
Product,
first it
yes.
will sort data by product, then it will sort by, within that product range, it will sort by the total sales. Right. Now, if I am just exchanging the order, right? So I first want to sort by total sales and then by product. So we can move this. If you see these buttons here, up, down, we can just change priority. We can change the order here, right? I am moving this total sales value up, right? So now it will first sort data by total sales, and
It should
within
be
total
same.
sales, when there is a same value for two or more products, right? Within that list, it will sort by product. Okay, let me click
Yeah,
here.
understood,
Okay.
understood. Understood, Nikhil.
Yeah. So if you look at here, we have two values for 40, and in this value, it has sorted the widget by A and B,
Yeah, yes.
right?
Got it, got it. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we can also add more fields. Like, and I can also add, say, let me add, like, if I add data, if I add date, like numbers, it is doing ascending and descending. Characters, it is showing me A to Z or Z to A, right? What should it show for date?
Lower to,
Month-wise items.
I think, month
Okay.
wise. So,
Smallest to largest.
Oldest
yeah,
to newest, it will show.
yeah,
Right. Let me add it here. Let me bring it down, maybe. Right. I am selecting all date here. See, oldest to newest.
yes.
Right. And if this date is not formatted, say this is my table, date is not formatted here. Here, since date is not formatted, Excel is reading this data as numbers. Right. If I am applying sort here, right, I select date of birth. Right. Then it will show me smallest to largest, if you can see here, or largest to smallest. You can see this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm selecting date of birth. It is showing smallest to largest. And remember, if you are only selecting the list, not the headers, right? If I'm not selecting these headers and I'm selecting the list only, so I will have to uncheck this box which says my data has headers. Okay. So it will give me like column C, column B. And the moment I convert this into date, let me change it to a short date maybe. The moment I convert this into date and try to sort it and select date here, now it will show me newest to oldest or oldest to newest. Okay.
Nikhil, if we have the date here and we don't select the headers
Okay.
like from A3 to
Yeah.
then
So let me select this one. Yeah.
what will it show for date?
It will show me column C. Sorry, column B. I can select column B. It will still show me a newest to oldest date. See, when Excel is not going by what we are writing here, I can
Okay,
write anything here, right? Say anything, I'll write it here,
okay, okay.
right? So what Excel does is it looks at these values
Hmm.
and it
Okay.
tries to, like, it will understand what is this format. Now this is clearly a character. This is still a character string or alphabet, right?
Hmm.
Data text values basically in Excel. And this is clearly a date value. And this is clearly numeric. So Excel will look at this data and then
Hmm.
identify what it is. If say I'm saying, let me add Anand here, right? I'll just put unknown. So I don't know date, right? I'll put 500, right? Now I added a text column here. So what should it show now?
Text.
Uh, it will still show me date because,
One is
right. And if I make
non-date.
selection, change for two values, If you look at the
Till date.
majority, it is still taking as date. Acha, okay, this is in formatted, right? This text date, this field is formatted as date, right?
Yeah, it is appearing as not applicable, something like that. That's the reason it is taking as date.
Huh. No, we have formatted this as date. So if I
No, the
change the
unknown it is still
number,
taking as date.
huh, it is still taking as date.
Mhm.
Now it is changing it to number.
Correct.
Okay, right? So all clear with sort options.
Yes.
So let's go quickly do these two activities, right? First thing we need to do is sort database by total sales. I think we did it already, right? So sort by order. Okay. So let's do clear the sort order first. I'll go here. I'll just select and click delete level. Select it and delete level. Click OK. So now it is normal. So I'll go back to sort. So first activity is that we sort it by total sales. Okay. And we will,
What is copy level?
which one?
Copy level.
Copy level is it will copy this level and create a
Okay.
duplicate.
Okay.
Okay. Then we can make changes here, the values.
Mhm.
All right. So this is my first field, which is my, I sorted my data by total sales. And then we'll also look at total order date, oldest to newest or newest to oldest, right? And remember, whenever you're presenting data, right? So you should understand, as I said, you should understand data. And when you know the data, right, you'll also know the KPIs. What, see, if it is a sales data, what would somebody, you are a business owner and I'm presenting you the sales data. What do you want to know? Usually, what would you be interested to know? Anyone can answer.
My total sales.
You want to know what is your total sales and
Total.
how do you want to look at it? What do you want to look at first? Highest sales or lowest sales?
Highest sales.
Highest sales.
Highest sales,
First
right?
highest sales.
So when you understand the metrics, right? When you understand the KPIs or metrics, and this is applicable anywhere. Say you are a um, you are a auditor, you are a claim auditor, and you are sharing a audit report. In that case, you will show by errors. Maybe you want to put it by highest number of errors to lowest number of errors. Again, where you are presenting. Say I'm a business owner and I want to look at the sales data. And today my goal is to identify the problem areas and improve, do something to improve sales on certain areas. In that case, I would first want to look at the lowest sales options, right? And if I am going for some business presentation, in that case, I want to look at the highest numbers first, right? So we should know, understand the data, understand who is my target audience, what are my KPIs, and what is the reason for the data, what is the reason for the ask. Only then I will be able to present the accurate or appropriate visuals or appropriate reports to them, right? With me, everyone? Yes, no?
Yes, Nikhil.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now
Yeah.
move
Yes.
to filter options. Okay. So filter shortcut. So you can do Shift Control L to filter shortcut, or you can do Alt A S S. Sorry, Alt A and T. That will also display your filter option. Okay.
And all DFF also.
Alt.
DFF.
Okay.
Double F.
Yeah. Alt DFF. Okay. See, multiple shortcuts we know now. Okay. Now filtering, basically what we're trying to do is we can pick any of these fields. We're trying to pick particular, either by name, look at one particular name, right? Or maybe by one product I want to look at, or look at specific quantities, right? Or by price, etc. Is when I'll use the filter option, right? Uh, Filter option may, again, if you have like a very big list, say if you have a huge list of thousands and thousands of data points, filter options might not work, but uh, when the data is smaller, when the options I'm saying, when I say like 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 rows, if you have 5,000, 10,000 unique names, your filter option might not work, right? So if I have too many rows in like thousands and thousands of rows and those many options, it won't be able to show all of the list. But there are certain options that would still be working, like uh, say now if we talk about numbers, right? Numbers filter, maybe we have number filters, right? Let me put some colors here so that we can understand filters in detail. So what are the different ways that we can filter data with?
We can do by
Anybody who
number.
knows?
We can do by number. We can do by date. We can do by text.
Okay, number, date, text, and
That's it. That's it.
that's it. Okay, within number, what are the options we might have?
Um, sorry. Equal to,
Okay,
contains,
equals. Okay,
contains,
contains. Is it for number? Okay, let's note it down.
contains means suppose Anurag Anand.
Mm,
So if we say contains Anand, so it
that
will give
text.
all
Huh,
text only.
text.
Okay,
But
then
so
you're
equal
talking about
contents
number.
will be in
Okay.
text. Okay, and
Numbers we have greater than,
greater
sorry,
than,
equal to,
equal to, mm, less than,
uh, less than, equal to,
between,
between.
between. So we have all of these options to filter. Okay, let's look at this data. So I want to filter by quantity. Okay,
You can filter by colors also, right?
we can filter by colors also. Yeah. So that's why I
Yes.
put these colors so that we could look at that example also. Right. We'll start with numbers first within number filters. Right. So one, I have all of my list of the numbers that are there in the table. Right. We can maybe add more details. Yeah. Let's make it bigger. That's enough. Okay. I'm just trying to add some more values to the table. All right. Okay. So when I take click on number filter, any field that has numbers, it will display me the list of numbers that are there. So usually in these individual selections are mostly made in the character functions, right? So maybe we want to filter particular name in the list, and I want to look at John Smith or David. I can do multiple selections, single selections, right? So if I want to look at specific names, right, I have the list of those names. Okay, similarly for ID. So tell me, when I say ID, right, order ID, is it a character function or is it a number function?
Number function.
Number function.
Why number function?
These are numbers.
Because the ID is
There is
given in the number.
Okay,
Numeric is not alphanumeric.
okay. So remember now, I mean, in this case, since it is numeric, Excel will give us all of our numeric options whenever we try to filter or anything, right? But IDs, when we talk about IDs, are generally unique. It's a unique number for
Unique
everyone.
number.
Mostly it will be categorized under alphanumeric,
Yes.
right? It's a character, basically it's a character string. So when I see 5, I can have multiple fives here. 5 is a quantity, it's a number, right? 10 is a currency, it's a number. But when I say ID is equal to John Smith. So whenever I have 1001, it means it is John Smith, right? But when I say 5, maybe John Smith could have purchased 5 items, 5 quantity. Michelle could have, Emily could have, any one of these people could have purchased 5 quantity. Could have had same amount of total sales value. could have had a same date, ordering date. But this ID is specific to John Smith. If I get this ID 10 times in this list, that means my
Every,
customer name will always be John Smith,
yes.
right? So while in the options it will still show number function, but when we talk about a variable, it is not a number always. Okay. Yeah. Coming back to filter, right? We'll talk about character filter for number filter first. So we looked at all the numbers. Right? One first option that we have is to filter by individual uh, number, one particular number or multiple numbers. We can do these checkboxes, multiple checkboxes as we need. Right. Now, other than that, within number functions, if you see, uh, let's take right. So if you look at the options here, so we have first one equals to, where I can just manually enter the number. I'll show that filter now. Does not equal to, again here we will keep no, enter manual number. Same with greater than. So we can key numbers here, right? Greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, between. So we can give a manual range there. Other than that, we also have a top 10. Say, so if I give filter here, right? Let's give it in sales. Sales may, let's look at all options. In equal to, I can give one option, say, and I say equal to 50, and or I can give a second one, and does not equal to, say, 60, right? So this will display only one item for us. Okay, okay. If given wrong condition, okay, equal to 50, right? Or equals to, say, 30. So it will give me everything that is equal to 50 and 30, or 30. What? Okay. Acha, it's table
We need to
code.
give and.
Yeah, it's a table, so it's table may it will be little different. Okay. So if I select 50 here, it'll give me all list with 50. Somewhere we are doing something wrong. Let's look at the quantity actually. Number filter equal to 5. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it on quantity. It's no
Is it because it is
currency.
currency? That's what.
Currency,
Currency.
right? So we'll have to convert that. Currency में will give currency option. Percentage का भी I'll show you option. Right, percentage options we give it little differently. Say equal to 5 or equal to 3. Okay, now it is giving me two options, right? Similarly, uh, does not equal to, I'd say I don't want anything that is equal to 5, except for 5 it will give me all of the list. Similarly, greater than, I want to look at the list of customers who have quantity more than 7. Again, you have greater than and greater than equal to. When you say greater than 7, 7 is not included. When I say greater than or equal to 7, 7 is also included. Okay? Remember that? So it's greater than and equal to 7. You see 7 is included. But if I'm giving greater than only and 7, 7 is not included. Okay? Similarly, you have less than equal to, between, you give a range. Right? You have two options here. Maybe between 7. So again, here you can select greater than or greater than equal to, less than or less than equal to, say, 9. So I can give a range. Okay? With me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's remove filter. And now we have options like top 10. Top 10, it will only take the list of top 10 contributors for us. Right? Top 10 rows, I can just change. If you want 15, 5, 2, 3, you can do that. Top n number बोल सकते हैं इसको, right? Say 10. So this is my top 10. Okay. Let me also give you 1% divided by. All right. So what options do you think would percentage show? So if I have to give manual numbers, right? What option would it show me?
Number.
So if I want to say filter by percentage, which is let's say greater than or equal to. I want greater than or equal to say 5%. So what number should I enter here?
5.
Okay, are you sure? Anybody? Quick thought. Would 5 work, or should we be giving something else?
We have to give percentage symbol as well as.
Okay, so one we can do 5%. Okay, that will work. Okay, and if I don't want to, I mean, if I don't want to give a percentage symbol, I only want to give number, right?
0.05 something.
Yes, 0.05. So remember, percentage when we say, right, and if we convert a percentage into numerics, right? If I convert this 10.43 into number, it will display as 0.1043. Yeah,
Because if we give 3 and we go do percentage, it will become 300. So it is.
right,
Right?
right. So percentage is about always between 0 to 1 in numbers. In
Mhm.
percentage, it will be up to 100, or it can be more than 100 also, and depending on some cases. But we uh, we divide it by 100. So any number, like if somebody says 12%, and we want to convert it into numeric, we divide it by 100. Okay. So if I want to filter these numbers, which is percentages, I will either give a percentage symbol or give number divided by 100. Say, and I
By
want
100.
something between 0.03, which is my 3%, to 0.07, which is my 7%. Okay, with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's look at date functions. See, I am here uh, formatting this field, the date field, as date. So it is automatically giving me the date options, like it will give me month, date, right? You see these options? So it will automatically convert it into date function. So if I want to select the entire month of January, I can select one month here. While here we only have one date, but if you have like too many dates in a month, you only want to look at 1 month's data. Since we have formatted it as a date, now when I go to filters, it will give me the date filters. Okay. Same thing when I go to date filters, you see we have how many options? I can look at today, yesterday, tomorrow. While these dates are not there, but if you have a huge quantity of data, right? So I can particularly look at like next week, this week, last week, next month, this month. So Excel will automatically calculate that date field for us. So let's look at last month. We have all right, 10th we have. Okay, so let me filter by last month. So it will give me October data. See, right, this month we have nothing. This month, so yeah. Let me add something this month and next month also, right? Let's make it 11. Let's make it 12. Okay, this is in Indian date format. So now I have November, December. I'll go to date filter. I look at this month. It will give me this month's data. I'll give it next month. It will give me December data. Okay, and we will also have by quarter. We look at last quarter. So this is for last quarter. Quarter is for Jan, Feb, March is one, and Q1. 3 months basically. Jan to March, April to June, July to September, October to December. These are our quarter 1 to quarter 4.
So if we
Okay.
have suppose 15 years, so it will give first quarter for all the 15 years.
In Excel, it works little differently. But if you go to maybe Power BI or Tableau, so you have you will have two options there. Again, like our absolute references and relative references, right? You will have absolute quarter or relative quarter. So when you let me, I think I don't know if I have data there. But in Power BI Tableau, it will give those absolute ranges. Here, when you select quarters, right? When you say last, next, this quarter, it is only talking about this one quarter, right? If I say Q, it is not giving me that quarter 1, quarter 2 options here, right? In Power BI or Tableau, when we look at if something, let me see if I have something data. I don't know if the data is available here, but yeah. So let's put, what do you put? Let's put date joined. So you see here, it is showing me relative date or relative numbers. So similarly, when we have like large amount of dates, right? From it is only 1 year data, I think. Yeah, it's only 1 year, 1 year, 1 year. Yeah. So it's only for 2020. But if you have like multiple years, there you will see both relative and absolute months, quarters, basically. Okay. So I mean, in that case, when we are showing data, it will have these Q1, Q2, Q3 ranges basically. Relative date is last quarters. Okay, I'll try to pick one data set with that option for next class. Not in Excel, but we can look at it in Power BI or Tableau. I should have data, but I don't know which data set. But okay, Anand, I hope that's okay, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Next
yes,
next class, na, I'll pick a data set which also has that Q1, Q2 values. So usme
okay,
we will have this relative absolute. When I select Q1, so it will calculate Jan, Feb, March of all years,
yes,
right?
correct.
So when I'm specifically selecting one quarter, then it will select for that quarter. So we will also have like options like week of the day, month of the day, etc. I mean, week numbers in the month, week numbers in the year, right? So we'll discuss about them in our future classes. Okay, where were we? Date filters. Okay. So these are the options. So I would suggest you just pick a bigger data set, like larger data set with like maybe a year or 2 years data. Explore all of these options. Okay. Here you see quarter 1, quarter 2, right? Month specific. So explore all of these options. Okay. Then coming to text filter. Text filter we have equals, begins with, ends with, contains. Now when I say begins with, I can just give say a letter D. So every name that starts with D will return here. And second, let me. Okay. Okay. I am going to text filter. I am saying begins with D. So all the names that start with D will be returned. Okay. Copy formatting here. How do I copy format?
Format printer.
Yeah. So I just how will I go to first cell?
Control home.
Control home. Okay, good. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to text filters now. In text filter, one to no, definitely we can select equals to, does not equals to. Interesting things are like begins with. So if I say I need some list of names that start with D, only one letter, or maybe I give DA, right? I can give that number and click OK. So it will give me all list which starts with DA, right? If I want to further, you know, uh, take it down to DAV or DAN, right? I can do that. So I can give 1, 2, 3 letters or a word, right? Or I can also pull something that ends with say A. This is also okay. So now I have text filter which where I'm selecting ends with myth, right? Every word, every name that ends with MITH will be returned here. Okay. Similarly, contains. If I say and every name that contains David will be returned here. Or you're following me, right?
Yes.
Right. So I'm giving just these 3 letters of this name. Let's pick something. John. Let's give John. Like we have John here, we have John here, we have yeah. So we have 2, 3 places, right, where we have John. So let me filter and say text filter that contains John, right? So I have first name, no, two values returned, where I have John as first name here and John in the name here, somewhere in the middle, right? When I use contains, it will look at entire string, so basically all the letters and match that particular value. Okay, with me so far, sort and filters.
Yes.
So we looked at text filters, we looked at number
Yes.
filters, we looked at date filters. Now, other than number text, we can also filter data with colors.
There's one
Okay.
more wildcard entry in the name. Na, if you go to custom,
Uh,
suppose
acha.
uh, this one there below there is star mark. Use
Mhm.
star to represent any
Series of
series of
character.
characters.
So basically, it is when you have to say, I want. We have any names? Okay. Let's create one more row for John, right? And say John Smith or D. I'll put
R.
this as D. Okay. So here there are two options in our custom. So basically you can mostly now I can if that is the case, right? So I'll just enter Daniel here. So it will show me the list, right? I can type in this box. So if you look at that custom option, it is kind of not that much helpful, but good to know, right? If I know the name, so usually that is useful when I only know like some letters of name, which I am already achieving with my text filter, contains filter option, or begins with option, right? Custom filter में it has to be in the same order. Say I'll pick John Smith as a name, right? I don't know the last letter of the name, so I go to custom filter and instead of last th, I am
Star.
giving a question mark. Question mark will be
Star.
for single character,
Yeah,
right?
question mark, correct.
Right. So last character, one is D, one is H, both are returned, right? Um,
I have one question here. So, suppose the data is like that. So, why can't we filter from here
yeah, we can filter from here. That's what it is. So there is an option available, right?
option available? Okay.
I mean, you have that custom option where you know half of the name. So you know Nikhil, right? You don't know
Hmm.
my last name. You want to look up my name in this list, right?
Okay.
So that's when you will use the custom filter. But I mean, the we also have this contains option, begins option, right? I can just click contain and hit John, right?
Hmm.
I have all 3 Johns. I can figure out who it is of this,
Yeah.
right? Similarly, say if I put Nikhil Achur here, right? If I go here, instead of so custom filter may I'll go and say I know Nikhil, but I don't know rest. So I'll click star and OK. Right. Same
Mm,
thing I'm able to achieve with contains, right? So
correct.
do you think we need to go to custom filters?
No, I just wanted to know why this custom wild card is there. I mean, we can do it by normal filter also.
Yeah. So some cases, in some cases you might need it, but see, Excel when initially, it is been growing, right? So the new features are being added, right? These contains and other filters, that advanced kind of filters, right? Contains, starts with, these were added later part of this evolution. So if you go to older Excel versions, maybe back in 2000s, right? Early 2000s, you might not have see these options, right?
Correct.
Again, we were discussing about these array functions, right? We talked about filter, and there is this dget filter. Do you know dget option?
No.
This is similar to VLOOKUP, right? Similar to VLOOKUP, but no, both work in different ways, right? Or maybe XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP was also something that was recent in last few years, was this was introduced, right? So now that they have XLOOKUP, they are not removing the VLOOKUP or dget. We still have VLOOKUP, we still have HLOOKUP. Now with one XLOOKUP, you can do HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP, both you can use. Or there is again index match function, right? Now index match is also kind of more advanced. I mean, uh,
Better than we look up.
better than VLOOKUP, better than XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is better than VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP. Index match is better than XLOOKUP. Now, when they've introduced a new feature, they are not removing the old one is not getting obsolete. We still have that option, old one, right? Or maybe there is a situation scenario where you will have to use those wildcards, right? In SQL, right? In SQL, when we want to pull data, in that case, you will use wildcards because that is a larger bit. You will have data sets with lakhs, thousands, hundreds, thousands, or millions of data, observations or lines, data lines, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So it is evolving, and new features are coming. That doesn't mean that old features are taken away. So anybody who knows VLOOKUP can still do those lookups. So not a much change. The index match is kind of more advanced. We'll learn that when we come there. You will know. So basically in VLOOKUP, I should know which number, which value to return. Basically, so this is my entire row. I have 8 columns. In VLOOKUP, I need to key the column number. In index match, I won't have to key column number. What I would say is, I'll try to tell Excel that no, match this name, the quantity, match this name, Michelle Brown, right? And display me the value. We'll get in detail and let's not get confused because it's a kind of little bit
Yeah, yeah.
advanced there. Okay.
Sure. Sure. Okay.
All right. Anything on sort filters?
You were saying by color also we
Yeah.
can do.
Sort by color. You can just go by filter by color here, right? You see all the color options. One, you can only select things with no filters, no colors, or you can select particular green, right? Or yellow or blue, whichever color you have, right? Look simple. Filters.
Yes. Yes.
And say, you see,
Yes.
I mean, when I picked blue color, right? It is only looking in these cells. Here, this is not blue. So it is not picking this one. When I say, no filter, let's look at no colors, no fills. In my column A, I have 2 cells with blue fill, right? But I did no color in B, so it is only filtering B, or column B, or customer name column. It's not looking into column A. Okay. And if I go ahead and filter column A, blue, right? It will only look at blue. As long as column A has a blue fill, it will pick that field. Okay. With me, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. We can also sort by color. Sort by colors, man. We'll go and now we'll have to. Okay. There's also a custom option. Actually, you can arrange the sort option also. I'll show that one also for you guys. It's not recollecting it. Okay. All right. Next, go to conditional formatting.
Nikhil, you'll be covering all in condition formatting, everything.
Yes, we still have 45 minutes today. We'll cover good amount of conditional formattings.
Yeah, I wanted to know this. I did not know much.
Yeah. So conditional formatting, pivots, these are kind of, I mean, it's itself is a 1-2 hours topics. These are okay. So to start with, let's understand when do we use conditional formatting.
When we have condition in the formatting.
Okay. So this is my small table, right? This is my small table. I want to present it to somebody. Uh, right. I think, do I have another table? Okay. Uh, Say I have more names, right? Right. So I have like these many names here, right? And I present this data to somebody, right? Say Anand, I'm presenting this data to you. Do you see anything in the data?
No.
No,
No.
right? We don't see anything in the data. It is not. I mean, I know these are marks. I at this time don't know who is doing good, who is not doing good, right? Maybe I'll put average grade, average rank, right? But I still don't know who is doing good, who is not doing good, right? So when we talked about one formatting, which is making a number, showing a number as number, date as date, percentage as percentage, character as character, right? Again, there is also visualization of the data. So visualization by one, we will use charts, right? We use the bar graphs, we'll use line charts, etc. We would also use colors to show certain numbers, show certain data. So uh, in these fields, right, since these are marks, what we could do, we could give color coding for certain set of marks, right? Let me remove this extra field so that we can see the questions, right? So I have, say, grades. So anybody, I think we have grade list here. Okay. So we have anybody above 90 should be grade A. Anybody above 60 is grade B, or under 60 is grade C, right? Now, for me, if I have to color this, say greater than 90, greater than 60, um, or less than 60, if I have to color this, right? I don't have to do it manually, right? What I'll do, I'll select the data. Now here I'm selecting entire data, right? Then I'll go to conditional formatting. Now within conditional formatting, we have multiple options. We have highlight particular cells. We have color scales. We'll talk about color scales. This is also one very important thing, and icons is also important, right? So let's talk about highlighting cells. Now our goal here is to show colors based on the marks achieved. We want to show green color for anybody who has more than 90 marks in any subject, or if anybody has more than 60 and less than 90, we want to show it as yellow. If that is less than 60, we want to show it as yellow, as red, right? So that's when I'll go to conditional formatting. Here my agenda is to highlight cells based on a color, based on certain criteria, right? I want to show them in different colors, so I'll select this highlight cell rules, right? My agenda is to color a particular cell based on criteria, so I'll say go to highlight cell rule. With me, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you understand,
Yes.
right? I
Yes.
want to color code the numbers based on certain criteria. So I'm saying highlight cell values. Top 10, top 20 rules is different. So we'll go to highlight cell values. So I'm saying I have multiple criteria. I can give individual criteria also. I say, say I want to for anybody for more than with more than 90, greater than select. I selected, right. I'll go back here. So I selected greater than, right. A greater than is greater than. It won't take equal to, right. So I'd select say 90, and I can select this drop down. I have list of colors here, or I can go to custom format and say maybe I want it to be bold when it is more than 90. I want it to be underlined, right. I want it to fill a green color, right. I can also change font color to maybe say white here because we took green, black, green fill, right, and click OK. So everything that is over 90, the color is changed based on the criteria that I have given, right. Again, let me
Nikhil, one question.
clear rules.
If we suppose if we put it in a table and we use greater than, so it will take uh, dynamically below also.
It will take below but not everything,
Okay.
right. So इसलिए ना यहाँ पे since I have same criteria for all of the marks, I have selected all of these lines. Okay.
Mm,
So again, I'm doing it once again. I selected my list of variables or list of the or the no, set of number that I want to highlight. Then I'm going to highlight greater than 90. I want to highlight it. I can select and make any selections within this list, or I can do a custom formatting. I am doing custom formatting so that we will also know custom formatting. You can select particular bold style, font style, which is bold, italic, or regular. You can select underline, single or double. Color you can change. I will select white here because we are filling it with dark green, right? We can select border outline, right? So these are the various formattings that we can do. You can also select border colors into red, orange, anything. Okay. So this is one set of formatting that I did, right? Now I want to also highlight um, another greater than 60, right? Now when I do this, my greater than 90 formatting is gone, but I need to give this criteria. How will I do it?
multiple criteria more. Okay.
Right. So greater than I have given. Now I will select between. I'm doing it individually. We can also do it together. I'll also show that one. Between 90 and 60 we want. Let's do custom again. We take bold font um, or italic font. Maybe fill it with yellow, right? Font color will keep black because yellow by black should be good. And click OK. Click OK. It's not have nothing happened. Why is nothing happened? Okay. Wait. Between okay 60 to 90. I'll go to custom formats. Fill will be yellow. Font will be black and italic. Okay. That added my filter. Now I'll add another filter which is less than 60. Here I'll give fill will be my red. Font I'll give white because white would show, and bold and italic. Okay. So now when I look at this data, by looking at the data, I know who is green, who is red. So I clearly know who has scored more, who is average, who is not doing good, right? For showing this kind of visualization, we would use conditional formatting. So color coding, we can use color coding. We can use color coding for text only, cells, values, etc. Okay. Understood now why we need this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we can also
Yes.
do multiple rules by, I can just go here and click on new rule, right? Here I have the same option that we have like contains based on their values, right? So I will select based on their values. Then I'd say two color scale, sorry,
Can you increase
red
the
content.
size?
This one, okay, let
Yeah.
me show you the screen first. Okay, you see this? So when I go to conditional formatting and create new rule, right, it will give me this list of options, right? You can see, right?
Yes.
So here I am
Yes.
selecting contains particular values because that's what our criteria is, right? Cell value, say greater than or equal to, we'll select, we will also include 90, right? Format will be same, will fill green, font I'll give white, I'll give bold text, right? Okay, we have one, I'll click OK. I'll same go to manage rules. I have one rule here, right? I'll click new rule again. Same, I'll go to cell that contains value between 90 and 60. I'll go to format. This will be my yellow color, right? Let's give orange maybe. Font, let's keep it
Can you
black
show
or
again? It is slow.
okay, sorry. Yeah. So I have the rule criteria here, right? So when I'm going to new rule, so I'm not going here, but I'm creating a new rule from here. Okay. So once I have the criteria, I'll go to manage rules option, which will show me the list of rules that are applied on this particular selection, right? So I'll go to manage rules. Right now, let me delete this one and we'll recreate it. Oh, sorry. Okay. So we have one rule already, right? Now I can click on new rule, which will give me the same pop-up that we had before. Here I am formatting by cell value, right? Here I'll select greater than or equal to my yellow is done, which is for 60 to 90 is done. I'll select greater than 90. I want it to format same options like same drop downs. We have white, bold, okay, apply. Clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm going to add one more rule here. I'll just click on new rule. Again, I'm going to add it by the value of the cell value that is less than here now, less than 60. I want it to
What
be,
is new rule and manage rule?
well, we'll come there. Let me quickly format this one. So font will keep white again. Let's say bold. Okay. Yeah. So here, okay, we'll come. Okay, let me apply this one. So in this drop down, new rule is to add a new rule, basically. Right. So I'm going to add a new rule. Selection. Okay. So new rule is when I want to add a new rule. Okay. So I can do the same thing from here. Like I say, let me clear formatting first. I'll go and create a new rule again. New rule. I'll create one rule which is for greater than 90. I have created one rule. Fill green. Font will be white, bold. Okay. Okay. So this is one rule. I want to create one more rule. I'll click on new rule again. Format cell values between. I'm doing same thing in both ways, right? Between 90 and 60. I want it to format like yellow, orange, maybe black, bold. Okay. I did same thing. But when I go to manage
Okay.
rules, right, it will show me existing rules. So I have these two
Okay.
rules. I can maybe if say this is now capturing greater than 90. I want to make it equal to 90. I mean greater than or equal to 90. Then I'll click on edit rule. Here I can change this drop down, or maybe want to change the value, right? I'll say greater than or equal to 90 here, right? Or maybe I want to make it 95. Okay, so I change the value. I can edit this rule also or delete this rule, right?
Okay.
Or
So
add
it's
one more rule to this one
so
table.
it's an editing to the existing rule set, right,
Existing
Nikhil?
rule set,
Yeah,
right?
got
Yeah.
it. Got
I can add new rule. I can change to the change the criteria that we have. Maybe I want to change the colors, right? I'll go here. Maybe This is my existing rule. I want to change the rule formatting. I want to remove bold but keep italic. Uh,
Here also we can put new rule
keep
in
strike
that.
true. Yeah, keep
Here
strike.
also new rule we can do. No?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we can add new rule from here also. See, I changed the criteria to visualization criteria. For more than 95, I did strike through, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you go to manage rules, you can add, change criteria, add new rules. It will show list of the rules basically for the selection that we made.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From here you can delete rule, edit rule, add new one more layer of the rule, right? So and so. Okay.
Okay.
So clear with the highlighting cells, rules, formulas.
What are others in new rules? We have other options.
Which one?
In new rules,
Mhm.
we have other options. First one and
We'll discuss about them. So this database that we're clear, right? So on the cell
yeah,
based on certain values, right?
correct.
Yes.
Next one is on top items, right? Let me clear the rule. Again, these top rules are as they are named, simple. Highlight top 10 items or top 10% items. What is the difference between top 10 and top 10%? Anybody?
Both are same, I think.
See, top 10 is basically,
Top 10, yeah.
if I have, say, I mean, I might have 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, how many are numbers? When I say top 10, it will highlight the top numbers, top 10 numbers only. But the top 10% is, say, here in this case, you can see like we have 40 selections. If I select top 10% here, it will only highlight 4 cells. See, because 4 is my 10% of 40, right?
Hmm.
And if I select top 10, it will highlight 10 items. 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? See, it is highlighting my top 10 cells, right?
So it is
Top 10
depends
values,
upon the number of columns we select, Nikhil.
right? In percentage, it will
Yes.
particularly highlight the percentage of that numbers. And I can also
Yes.
change these numbers. No, when I say 10, it is not necessarily 10. I can maybe I want to look at top 5 only, right? I'll only do top 5. Let me clear that cells. Okay. So I want to look at top 5 only, right? I can select this one and change this number to 5. It will show me top 5. I want to look at top 25. It will show me top 25. Same thing applies with the percentage also. Top 10 percentage, right? Top 5 percentage I want to look at. Top 15, 25% I want to look at. 50% I want to look at. Okay. So clear with this top bottom rows.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And same option you will see here in this list. See, top or bottom ranked values, right? You
Yes.
had this question, right? What are the other values? So
Yeah.
same options we have here. Top and bottom
Okay.
values. And same, above and below average. Let's look at average one. So what is our average here? Average is 79.80, right? If I am selecting show me above average values, any value which is greater than my 80 points will be highlighted. Let's see that. Um, above average, right? So anything that is above 80 is highlighted here. If I select same thing for below average, anything that is less than 80, let's clear that rule first. Okay. Anything that is less than 80 will be highlighted. Again, we can change this color criteria. Right, I can go give a custom colors. Remember this, we have list of color selections here. You can make selections from there, right? Usually, mostly we do green for high, more than yellow for equal to, or for that no color criteria range we select here. But even if you want to do a manual custom format, you can go ahead and do it from here. Okay. So below average, I want to fill red, and let's do another one selection for above average. We'll select green here, right? Now all green is my above average, red is my below average. Okay.
Yes.
Same thing we can do with bottom 10%, bottom 10 items, or bottom n. I should say they should rename it as n times n items or n percentage instead of 10, because that's dynamic. We can change those numbers. Okay,
Correct.
right. So let me clear the criteria here. And remember these options. Okay, these are very important. Please do explore. Maybe create some data, explore all of these conditional formatting options. Right. When we talk about visualizations, when I say visualizations, right? So it's all about MIS roles or creating dashboards is all about visualizations, creating those visuals. Right. Visually, we should able to understand by looking at the data. Right. Now I don't know what is what, but in this, if I'm just adding like all green is above average, red is below average, I know clearly, right? I can directly go to this person and see, I see you are below average in all subjects, right? Visually, it is telling me who is doing what. Right? I look at John Doe. It no visually I know that these people, these two students or these four students are doing above average in all of their subjects, right? So to give these visual representations, we need this conditional formatting. So let's clear rules from here. Right. Now this is coloring is one option. What are the other options we have? We can also use data bars. You see data bars? And we have multiple colors, solid fields, right? Data bars like this. Right. Let's pick one bar. We have different color options. I'll leave that color options to you to use. Okay. You see how is it representing data? You see, this is my based on their values. I can do data bars, icon sets, same options that we had there, right? Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes,
Okay.
we can.
If you don't speak,
Yes.
I'm kind of
No, no, no,
thinking
yeah.
that maybe we got disconnected. Okay. You see, now I am visually representing the bars, right? I'll just check this box and remove the numbers here. See. Now by these bars, I am saying, I am representing how many marks they have gotten. While in this case, bars is not very clear. We will need numbers, but for you, to understand why, what is the use of bars, right? You
Okay.
see, we have multiple color options. We have these are gradient fields. These are solid fields. You can click on more rules. You can choose whether to show numbers or bars both. Okay,
Yeah.
and you can also solid field negative values. You can change color for negative values. Here we don't have negative values. Uh, if anybody can remind me when we are talking about the tree maps, right? When I'm talking about waterfall maps, we can look at some negative values.
Okay.
Okay. Say, if there is a company who is looking at, say, their products, we had product sales right somewhere. Yeah. So let's take this example, this one for example. Okay. I'm just giving a random field. Okay. So this is a table. This is my price per unit. We have total sales. Let's also add a field for profit, maybe. Right. Um, Profit. I can say 50, sorry, 30, 20, 25. I'm just giving random numbers. Minus 50. I have loss here. Minus 15, 80, 50, 12, 60. I'm just giving some random numbers. Don't worry about the numbers.
Actually, here we can use formula as well, right? Random.
Random we can use, but I also need negative values, right? So I'm just putting
Uh-huh.
random.
Okay,
It's
okay.
just a small table. So okay. Now here in this case, I have profits in negative and positive values, right? Now if I'm using my bars here, see, wherever it is negative, it is showing me here, like with the colors. And for these colors, I can go ahead and edit the rule and give the colors that I want, right? So gradient field, I'll take maybe green, right? Um, where is the negative value thing? Show bars only will do. Negative value axis will keep it red. Okay. See, my negative value is red now. So here I am not using numbers, but I know where I made profit, where I made loss. I think we should be using solid colors. It's better here visually. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is also done by conditional formatting. I have removed the number. I can go back to my manage rules, right, and uncheck this one to show numbers also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's on my conditional formatting, right? Again, we have this is about bars. Next comes color scales. This is also something where where a lot of people use. Let me clear this table first. So when if you remember when we were looking at COVID data, right? COVID time when there were maps represented, they were represented with those colors. Do you remember? Like it was like India map or a table,
Yes,
right? It had like some dark reds, yellows,
yes, yes.
greens,
Severity was there.
severity wise, right? So now color grading is also something similar to that. Uh, that was on maps. This is on data. So in color scales, these are the multiple color scale options I have, right? Um, it is not green, yellow, red, where it will apply green for highest numbers and red for lowest numbers. We have reverse order where it will apply red for yellow, red for highest numbers, green for lowest numbers. Right, let's look at one example. Just now read through these options, right? They are like white, red color scale, red, white color scale. So we'll also show you how to add more colors to it, right? In this data, if I don't show numbers, right? Let edit this. Okay, here we can't remove numbers. So 3 color scale it is, okay? Huh. So in this data, if I even have a larger data set, I know what is my red area, what is my green area, right? Let me kind of edit this rule, maybe show you some scales there, right? So we have here 3 color scale, but I want to look at 2 colors only. I just want met, non-met, not met, right? I can change it to 2 color scales. I can select the colors that I want. Say I'll select gray here. I'll select maybe dark blue here, right? This will be my color grade. I'll click OK, apply, right? See my color scales. Highest numbers are like very darker. Lowest numbers are light in the color.
So Nikhil,
Basically,
if
we
you
can
see at the
customize.
table,
Yeah, we'll go one after the other. Pratap, you were saying something.
yeah, when we see at the table, there is a difference in the color, Nikhil. Like one is dark, one is
Yeah,
gray, the one is little bit dark or
right.
so based on the percentage that the color is shades are they given, I think so.
Yes. So these numbers, like highest value will have
Yeah,
darkest
darker.
colors,
Yeah.
darkest color,
So when
and your
it is comes
lowest
to
value will
65,
have lightest color. And this is the same thing that you might have seen. I was different COVID table, right? Let's go back and edit this rule, and maybe in 2 color scale, right? I'll change this to red. Okay, apply. Okay, let me little blue. Yeah. Okay, let's make text value as white. Okay, you see. So it is creating that grade scale, color scale from lowest. The most lowest is like darkest red here, and
yes.
highest value is darkest blue. Acha, we'll use green instead, right? I'll use darkest
Green
green.
or red.
Green is better, I think. Yeah, right. This is like a 2 color scale. True color, and it is like combination of. I don't know if you know if you attend any PowerPoint sessions or any uh, fashion or color coding session, right? You will know. So this is combination of two colors only, red and green, right? And if I add it, if I make it a 3-color scale, I can add a bridge color in between. Now you will see more clarity in numbers. See, so between green to orange, it is combination of orange and green. Between orange to red, it is combination of red to orange. Right. Again, highest number 97 is like brightest, darkest green. Right. And as we go down, you'll see the green will get lighter, yellow or orange shade will get brighter.
The
Same.
shades are depend on the number, the value of the cell.
Correct. Right. Based on the numbers, it will change the value. Okay. And these color scales are useful for somebody to see
So if you
how
give any
numbers behave.
five or let's say give five,
It has only two or three scales here.
the
Two or
color will
three
change. I
scales in
think if you
colors.
give five number somewhere,
Now
Achha,
he's saying
five
to
numbers.
enter
You're
Y.
asking to give number.
Enter Y.
five
Yeah,
number somewhere,
it will
it will
shift.
become more yellow.
See, it will
Okay,
Red.
shift.
Within
red.
below the
Overall
point.
became yellow. It will
Yeah.
all will shift. Like if I give 200 here, my green will shift higher.
More
Right?
darker.
Mm.
Yeah. So mostly used values in this are like, let me clear one. Let's make it blue. Okay. So mostly used are these first two scales, which is for now if you want to show highest marks here. So this is a table that we use, and if it is about errors, right, it is the second table, red to green. Okay, these are largely used, but yes, no, again, some fashions industries, if you go there, people want to go more creative, so they will use other scales. Like within green, they want to use the scales. Like if everything is profit, they want to use between these scales, right? Uh, but these are like first two are widely used ones. Okay, clear questions on this?
It looks like I mean if you need to deeply see, otherwise it is kind of confusing. It's not like visualizing in a proper way.
That is because you have only less numbers here. But if you add like more, if you say there's a bigger table, right?
Mm.
I'm just adding more numbers here. Okay. If I want to do it on a larger table, right?
Mm.
And larger number range.
Mm.
By looking at these numbers, you know who is doing good, who is not doing good. So which say if it's a product sales report, product wise, you have large list of product, you have area wise, right? This is kind of visual representation of how it is.
Okay.
Right. If it is a bigger data, say usually when we look at like daily inflows, right?
Mm.
And these are in hundreds and thousands of numbers. So you
Mm.
want to look at your daily volume inflow. Every day we receive 500,000, 600,000, right? That's how your volume numbers are every day, average. Right. Some days you will receive 450,000, some days you will receive 600,000. And if you're looking at this data for 3 months, so three
Mm.
months or 2 months, it's like this much long table, right? In that case, if you can't remember the number lowest like highest, and you can't match every time, right? In that case, if you use this color scale, right? um, let's create one table here actually, right? I'll put name maybe, yeah, day and volume. Okay. Let's give 1/124, right? Let's make it for a month or two. Right, small numbers we will know equal to rand between say 501,000 to 70000. Okay, I'm just giving a random number between these numbers, right? Now let's convert it to two numbers also first. Okay, this is your table. Okay, you are presenting this table to your say manager. You have day wise numbers here, right? Now I don't know which day I had more volume, which day I had less volumes, right? If I am using this conditional formatting color gradings, right? Now see, when I'm looking at this data, it is immediately showing me, I know that no, this is my high volume day. It is orange, meaning not like highest, but it was high volume. This was my green, this was my yellow, moderate volume. As I go through this data, I am not looking at numbers individually. I just know these are my highest numbers, like darker reds, right? This is more higher, 97, right? You see, this is my highest number, which is red, proper red. Anand, understood why we use these scales?
Yeah, yeah, got it.
Yeah. So here we have it. See, whatever I am showing, right? We are working on a small data set, right? Things will representation will change when you go to larger data set. Um, Even in this table, see, this is also kind of we call it as a tree maps, right? Here also we are representing with curves. Now here it is like amount number of faces. This is open for me. Let me see.
This is Power BI.
This one is Power BI,
Okay.
right? Power BI, we add data and just we keep add data. We keep the visualizations here. There are other options also. There's Power Pivot,
We have an
calculator.
application GCM, so it is also based on I think Power BI.
Sorry, Power BI.
We have an GCM application. We see some graphs above that. So is it made of that?
Bank we use only Tableau.
Okay,
So
okay,
Tableau and Power BI pretty much same. They do same visualization, but they own Tableau and they have their own strengths. So
okay,
Tableau is good at some things, Power BI is good at some things. So
okay,
yeah. So in bank we use Tableau only mostly.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So are we good with color scales? Just play around with
Okay.
numbers.
Yes.
Right? Tomorrow, if you want to say, if you become a WFM or MIS for your team and you want to present associate performance data to your managers, right? You have snub their scores, their accuracies. You just put these color codings for their scores and accuracies and overall scores and give it to them. I don't have to sort the data. I'll keep the data as it is, but I know visually this is my least number, this is my highest number, darkest green, right? It will be more pleasing.
So do we have to update somewhere like green is more like that? Anything where you
It is,
mention that?
see, we don't update usually. Now, when we say data analyst, right, when we talk about data presenter or
Ah,
the one who prepares data, here in case MIS,
yes.
MIS will know the KPIs. That's what I was referring today early, right? So you should know what are
Okay.
the KPIs,
Okay.
right? Now, accuracy is a KPI. The quality of the product is KPI. Higher the quality, greener it is, right?
Yes.
And if I talk about you know if I talk about productivity, number of sales, higher is better,
Hmm.
right? If I talk about errors, lower is better. In case of errors, higher will be red. Higher errors is red.
That is what I can Nikhil. Like if I should understand that green means higher number.
Huh. So
I
if you are
can have
presenting,
other color as well, right? In that case,
right,
I
if you are
can take some
present,
other color. Yes.
yeah, if you are presenting to your manager, now I am saying this is my marks. Marks.
Yes.
These are my marks. So anybody should understand. Anybody would understand that marks is higher the better. So
Yes.
then they know that green is highest, right? But if I say these are errors, right, then I'll change my scale. So people who are looking at it, they will look at the metric name, right? I mean, here
Yes.
in this case, we have like these many fields, but in usual presentation, I'll have one accuracy, uh, uh, productivity. Let's take, okay, errors. So now this metric will tell them, which is higher better, which is lower the better.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That way they will have to they will understand. We don't have to give color scales separately.
Okay.
Okay, right? Then we have icons, same. Let me clear this source first. Now icons will be again an icon, iconic, indicators. We have all of these numbers. These will also work similar to color or data bars, right? You see these signals icons. Maybe we have. I can go to manual management rules, right? I have 2 scale, I have 3 scale, I have different symbols that I can use, right? You have 4 scale also in icons, right? And you can manually change things here, right? Say you want green when value is greater than 85, right? You want yellow when value is greater than 45, and red when value is less than okay 33, right? 45. Now I have manually given these values here, right? Instead of these scales, maybe I want to use right. I want to use arrows, right? Let's say I want to use these alerts, right? I can change it, or I want to use maybe these arrows, right? I use arrows here. Okay, with me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is on conditional formatting. This is also one very essential option that we use in Excel, right? When we create dashboards, right? I'm also thinking that we would do one session on one kind of one or two workshops where we create dashboards, where we will use uh, most of the functions formulas that we learned today, learned in the entire sessions. Okay. So that's, I think, end of today's session with the conditional formatting. Tables I already covered earlier, right? We we know how tables can make things dynamic for us, help us in many ways, right? So before tomorrow's session, I'll share the practice Excel today. Just try to practice all of maybe in a conditional. Just explore. Maybe I'll send the same data. Maybe you just explore all of these conditional formatting options. Then in the sort options, look at what all you can do with the sorting data, etc.
You can send the this recording also.
I'll share the recording also, right? But on recordings, let me tell you, once we are done with the session, right? I mean, our complete sessions, uh, I'll maybe keep them for a week or two. Once we are done, I'll maybe delete them because I'm very shy person. I don't want to be public. So
Okay.
yeah. So I also made this link public, so anybody can view it, right? And I see that not everybody has attended the first session. Please attend all the sessions so that you will have that continuity, and it'll be easy for you to understand. I'm trying to explain in detail where and kind of use cases also, right? So it will be very
Nikhil,
helpful
just
for you.
one question.
Mhm.
Go to condition formatting once.
Mhm. Uh, let's refresh
Next,
this. Okay. Yeah.
any condition formatting.
Mhm.
First, shall we go to table first?
Yeah, we have table. I made selection here in the table.
Insert table, I mean.
Insert table. Let me. This is table already. Let me just fields. Yeah, this is in table format only. So whenever you make selections, right, you will see this table design option. That means it's the table.
Acha, this table only.
Yeah.
So if we do condition formatting and add little data down, it won't take condition formatting as a range.
You are saying if I am keeping a conditional formatting to this table, right?
Hmm.
Right. Even if I filter, those will not change. Say I
No,
will
no, no.
only look at uh,
Suppose if we add data down, some numbers
some
down the
numbers
10th.
down. Okay. 1610
It will take, I think. It will.
1017 1018. So let's add these three. So
Any number if you type.
12, 13,
It will
14.
take. It will act as a dynamic one.
Okay, okay. Hmm.
So that's the benefit of tables, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Everything, even if we look up pivot tables, even if I'm putting a
Yes.
pivot table from this one, right? I think I showed you, right? Pivot table.
Yeah, in the start of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
session, you have explained us.
Okay. As I'm adding a pivot table here from that list, right? Let me put product and sum of quantity we look at, right? If I'm adding this product below, while pivot table, we'll have to refresh. When we talk about pivot table, right? I'll also show you one more option um, called group by, which is more dynamic. Group by, I mean, you will like that one also. I mean, when you know what to show already, I would suggest you show group by. Pivot is useful when you know you want to do some analysis, you want to keep changing these numbers, maybe add total sales, right? Here also I can use this conditional formatting, right? I'd say it's a green to scale, right? Here also I can do formatting, right? So when we are doing the pivot tables, I'll also show you group by option, which is more dynamic than pivot tables. But pivots are advanced. Group by we cannot use everywhere. There are only some situations, some scenarios we can use group by. Pivot definitely is always advanced than group by. It gives us more option, more flexibilities to change. Okay.
Okay, Nikhil.
Yeah. Any questions or you that you might have, or any topics you might have you want me to cover? See, pivot tables, all the charts we will cover. I'll cover the combo charts also, including the um, every chart that we have here. Basically, we'll cover. Right. We'll also
Even
cover
page
these
layout
spark
also you
lines.
cover? Page layout also
Page layout is
not much needed.
nothing much. Basically, how you want the page to. When you want to look at the print area, clear print.
It's about
That's
printing when you take the
Hmm.
printer on drive.
Yeah,
page
yeah.
layout. Only we use grid lines. If I want to remove, I
Yeah,
showed you in the first session, right? Headings.
if
If
you
you
want
want
to
to
say,
remove these
yes.
headings, right? You want to look at print rows, remove print rows that you want to see, you can use them. Bring forward. In this case, we will not use, but when we add more elements on it, like we can insert some objects here,
Hmm.
uh, and you use some links,
Text
insert the
to
objects.
bring the text to front row.
So we can also add. We call it as key cards basically. I can say when I'm using dashboards, right? I'll use this.
Yes.
Right. I'll click equal to add this one. Right. Not sort row. I'll click equal to and give this one. So it will show my values here. Right. I can format this step. When you use dashboards, right? So we call this as KPI cards basically. Let's give
Okay.
it white text. So text is my bullet fill, text options, right? Um, Fidel, vertical alignment is done, right? So we can use these cards. Basically, whenever these numbers are changing, right? These cards will also change. Dashboards may when you want to make dashboards dynamic, right?
Hmm.
You will use this kind of KPI cards we call as. You can call as wild cards, KPI cards, whatever you want to name it. When you look at the dashboards, right, you will understand,
Okay.
right? So let me change this. Okay, and yeah. So I was asking, anything you have on mind specifically that you want me to cover? So definitely we are not going to cover this traditional future value, present value. Those are simple formulas. You can Google, you can just do
Yes, yes.
equal to PV, FE, you will know what to select, right?
Hmm.
Thus, we don't want to cover. Huh. One thing we will cover in our future session is that what if analysis. There are this goal 6 and data table. It will be interesting. You will know when we come here. Right. Forecast is also there. I don't know if you ever know it, but when you have day wise inflow, like we created this table, right? So I know this day wise I have, and I want to know how the future will be. Like I have for February, right? I can use this forecast option. I can give dates and say I need for entire February. I want to know how the volumes will be, right? It will give us upper limit, lower limit, the expected upper limit and lower limit, right? So we'll also
Hmm.
talk about that. So yeah, like this. All right. Meanwhile, if you have anything that comes to mind, you can let me know that we will cover. But I am going to cover you most of the topic till advanced level. You will be able to perform many activities. Uh, I'll also tell you how to know new features. Maybe you can register in this developer forums or Microsoft forums where you will know new features that are coming in. Okay, any feature that is coming in new, you will know. But whatever I cover, it should be sufficient for you to excel in Excel. Okay.
Yes,
All
Nikhil.
right. I think we are on top of hour today.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
I am hoping no questions. I'll share the practice exercises. Please do complete the practice exercises and don't forget to join tomorrow's session.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
You all
Nikhil.
have a
Thank
very,
you,
very
Nikhil.
good rest
Thank
of
you
the
for
day.
the session. It was a good.
Thank you for the session.